Hey everybody, what are you getting into this weekend? Hopefully something good. Do you want to know what? I'm fucking pissed. Popo's always ruining the fun, but I get it at the same time. Like, first of all, alright, like I said a million times, I'm like half stripping over here. This is my outfit. I have a dress on and like a house sweater, and I don't even fucking need it because it's beautiful out now. It was cold for a second. Let me get my arm out of the hole. That's what she said. Ow. Arm in there. Jesus. That would hurt. Anyway, what's wrong with me? So, it's legal in my state to smoke it. Sorry about my keys. I'm stripping. Not in a weird way. So, it's legal in the state to sell it. Okay? Selling it is not the problem. It's the tax. So all these smoke shops are getting their products from other countries as well that aren't being processed through our vetting system. Like, there's certain stuff in our country we don't allow. It's unsafe, especially in vapes and stuff. That's why New York State decided that any nicotine vapes couldn't be flavored. So they took out all the flavored nicotine vapes. You can still get flavored weed vapes. Thank God, because who would want to just smoke straight weed oil? I mean, people do all the time that are sick for a stronger effect, but for fun, it tastes gross. That's why you put it in edibles and stuff. But anyway, so they raided all of the fucking smoke shops in my area, like all of them, because they want 15% tax on their sales, and they're not getting it. So it's not, they raided it and closed it and took their shit, not because it's illegal, but because they aren't following New York state regulated rules for selling marijuana. And I'm also on the same side as the people who actually have grow houses in this country. They're losing money because they're getting it from foreign soil. So we're trying to keep it an American business, and we're trying to keep, if you want to make things legal, you have taxes, you have laws, there's things that you need to do, but that at the same time you have this country opening doors to foreign business. And so they're not technically citizens of the United States, but they have businesses here in the United States. They can ship things in. Shipping laws aren't that hard, but what you can sell in your store and how you can sell it. Like, have you ever seen when you open things up and it says not for individual sale? Well, when you get foreigners, they bulk buy Pepsis and all these other fucking drinks that aren't technically made where they're supposed to be made, so they get it for cheaper. It probably has one ingredient off, and they just slap a fake Pepsi product on it. So they're shipping in this country, they're selling it, they're not giving Pepsi their tax, and they're not giving America their tax. That's why these places are getting raided. So they're raiding not because of what's in it, because what's in it is legal for us to have. Like, if I got pulled over with a pre-roll, as long as I wasn't smoking while I'm driving, I'm not going to get in trouble for that, especially, if you just bought it and you're on your way to your house and it's in its little case thing. It's like buying a pack of cigarettes, You're allowed to buy it. It's legal to have it. But it is illegal to evade the 15% tax. At the same time, that's pretty fucking steep. I don't quote me on it, believe that's more than alcohol tax. But I don't know if they raised that or not. I haven't looked into that further. That's more than, well, no, not in New York. I know that they have been harping the cigarette companies because I want to say for the last decade, New York has been trying to, boycott all smokers. I'm glad I'm not a smoker anymore, but it's, impossible to find a place to smoke. There's entire parking lots you can't smoke in. When you go to the bars and stuff, you can't even smoke out front most places. And, now they're doing it for vapors as well. It's if you think about it, in the 80s and stuff, Every movie you ever saw, if you hung out in New York, everybody was smoking. It was like a New York thing to do, and they don't want that image anymore. And they want to cut health costs, because in the long scope, New York figured out that it costs the state more to take care of people addicted to things than it is to make money off those addictive things. So New York made a serious effort to put health more important than, just like if you go down south, cigarettes are like, I don't even know, $5 up here. You're at almost $20 a pack at some places, or over $20 in the city for one pack of cigarettes. You know what I mean? So that's crazy. The difference. Tobacco is also mostly grown down south, so I guess it's a little bit cheaper because it's closer, less shipping, but at the same time, they don't, you can smoke anywhere. I don't know if you can still smoke inside down south, maybe. I don't really know. It really depends on where you are, but it's a vast difference. And, it's all these big states like us, New York, Texas, Florida, California, now Nevada, because there's a lot of fucking rich people in Nevada. Like, if you take those states, those big-ass, giant powerhouse states, they're becoming the general voice of America, and I'm a New Yorker, and I don't like it. I don't live in New York City. We're paying New York City prices. New York City needs to be a separate entity. It's like killing the rest of the state. It's killing our agriculture. It's killing our education. It's killing our factories. It's killing our workforce. It's killing our health system and our education system. It's just like every ounce of funding that this state gets absorbed into the city. And a lot of these schools, like music programs and extra after-school stuff and sports, we're the first to get cut to support the city so that their kids can have that shit. It's a lot of unfairness that New York City doesn't even realize to the rest of us. They are a parasite to New York State. We've been fighting and fighting and fighting for years to make New York City its own state, its own area. It has millions of people in one tiny dense area. It should be like classified technically as an island, be its own state, like be a tiny ass state like Rhode Island, and be responsible for its own taxes and its own government laws, system, whatever, because then the rest of the state would have a chance, and a lot of us would have more successful business with more realistic tax brackets and more realistic housing costs and food costs, because New York City sets the price, but everything is far more expensive. They make far more an hour than we do. They're $5 more an hour in the city, minimum wage, than the rest of the state. So, of course, it's easier for them to pay those fees, and we're struggling because we're losing up to $5 less than they are. They don't care. Every voting season, their politicians know the effects of the rest of the state, that our own state can't even afford to feed the people in need, with children that need help with food because of New York City. And if New York City went and did its own thing, that we could feed these kids, you know what I mean? They don't give a fuck. They know more than we do. And I keep saying and going on about the New World Order, and I do not believe in totalitarianism, and they're going to say it on the bottom of this, because every time you say New World Order, something comes up and tells you how to define it. I say, fuck that. The New World Order has nothing to do with the government. It is the collapse of said government and more holiness coming down. I don't fucking like that. But they only mark the ones that know the truth. If you think about it, there's so many people that talk about it and never have their page marked. Mine has been marked twice. I don't even have 1,000 subscribers. Funny how that works. I'm sick of this shithole country. They can play the rest of the sheep. I don't buy. I never have, and I never will. And I see through all of this shit. I have answers from higher sources. Buck up, sweet cheeks. It's going to be